Rivers are really important parts of our landscape, but are often hidden to the communities that live along them. The rivers of the 4th District are highly impacted by infrastructure and past industrial use, and tend not to be in the best condition. This has an impact on the wildlife and the way that communities consider how important the rivers are in the work and the lives that they lead. Further far, the weir behind us has had a new fish pass installed, and this is part of an ongoing project which is a partnership between the River Forth Fisheries Trust, Edinburgh City Council and West Lothian Councils, called RiverLife, Almond and Avon, and is based on trying to reconnect these two important rivers, not only to wildlife but also to the communities who live and work along them.
Yes, but there are some areas where
Well, I'd like to welcome everybody here today. We're not just opening the Fish Pass, but it's also World Fish Migration Day, and there's quite a lot of events going on around the world, and in Scotland, of which this is one. For many, and some of them are here today, this has been a long project. It was started about 10 years ago in earnest to find out the options for not just this fish barrier, but also the other barriers on the River Almond. But actually, for the 4th District Salmon Fishing Board, it's been even longer. In 1880, a local salmon fishing proprietor said there were 6 weirs between Cramond Brig and the sea that were causing problems for fish passage. And this was reported to the board, and an investigation was undertaken at that time. In the event at that time, no improvements were made, and one of the reasons was that the water quality in the river was not deemed to be good enough for salmon. But the improvements that have happened over the last few years has meant that we now know that this river will take a viable population of salmon and trout, eels and lamprey. So 138 years it's taken us to get to this point in time. And there's a few shaking of heads going there. So this is to celebrate a project which is to move fish species from the sea up to the headwaters of the Almond. And this is one of 8 barriers which will be done. One's already done, and we've got 2 more being opened this year. The workings of the mills actually ceased about the same time as the complaint that was made to the 4th District Salmon Fishery Board, and since that time this weir has been an attraction to local communities down here, and we're very pleased to have been able to design a fish pass that we think is in keeping with the heritage of the area. As part of the works, we also did look at the weir, and the structure was investigated, and you will notice that a number of coping stones were replaced on the top of the weir. This is not only from an aesthetic point of view to make the weir look and the flow look better, but those missing coping stones were causing the salmon to be attracted to that part of the weir, and that's where I used to see the salmon jumping. So we hope that the weir and the fish pass will last for another 100 years, and that the fish will now be enjoying their progress up the river. So the weir and the fish pass are owned by the City of Edinburgh Council, and I'm going to be asking Councillor Work to open the fish pass in a moment. However, we have to just thank Rosebery Estates, who actually own the land that the fish pass is built on, and we thank them very much for their help in actually getting this work done. I'd also like to thank the public very much for their patience. This is a project that went on a bit longer than we had anticipated, so thank you all very much for putting up with the work over the winter months. And I'd also just like to thank Cramond Angling Club, who had their fishing disrupted for the end of the last season and the beginning of this season, and also Crown Estates of Scotland for their support throughout the process. However, it is the City of Edinburgh Council to formally open the fish pass, and I'm going to hand over to Councillor Work to say a few words.
Thank you. I would like to welcome you all to this celebration of a very significant event on the River Almond here at Fairafar. We have the second completed works to one of the 6 historic weirs that we have for almost 2 centuries been barriers on the river to migration, salmon and trout. But also the less loved fish such as lamprey and eels who can use a hidden passage lower down. This fish pass, completed despite numerous challenges, shows the benefits to our environment of many agencies working together and overcoming difficulties. This part of the larger RiverLife project was made possible by joint funding from the Scottish Government, SEPA and the Heritage Lottery Fund, and by these bodies working closely together with the River Forth Fisheries Trust, who initiated the RiverLife project. I hear that the River Forth Fisheries Trust are changing their name. I'm glad to hear if they are. I would like to thank representatives of these bodies here today and the City of Edinburgh Council and their contractors for their efforts in making this possible. However, particular thanks are due to the local community groups, the Friends of the River Almond Walkway who were out delivering some leaflets today, the Community Council and all other groups who have supported and been very responsive and patient with all the disruption that's been caused. But it's through their involvement and stewardship and support that the River Almond continues to be a peaceful and friendly historical place, and which is now once again fish friendly. Now, I've been given the opportunity to declare the fish pass open, and I had visions of me and waders up there opening it, but I believe there's somebody there who will be doing that, so I'm pleased to officially declare the fish pass open.
Thank you very much.
I'm Francis Hayes. I'm from the Scottish Environment Protection Agency's Water Environment Fund, and we're really delighted to be here at the opening of the Cramond Fish Pass, a new state-of-the-art fish pass on this beautiful old weir we've got behind us. It's a great project and a good start to a much bigger project, but these things only happen with partnerships and good partnerships. We've worked with the City of Edinburgh Council, the River Forth Fisheries Trust, the Scottish Government, and got funding from Heritage Lottery Fund as well to help with the project. And it really has demonstrated how collaboration and cooperation can make these really good projects happen on site. There's more to come. There are several other barriers in the Almond catchment we want to tackle, and there are tens and tens of kilometres of habitat for fish upstream of this. So it's very much about getting fish back home into a river that they would have been in before, the likes of salmon, sea trout, eel and lamprey. SEPA don't just want to see environmental improvements, we also want the community here to engage local residents to enjoy this and take pride in an environmental project happening in their local area. So we're really pleased to be here, and what a beautiful day we've got to celebrate with all our partners and everybody that's been involved with it.
So when they come out, they go into these rocks here. Yeah? And I can see them, they're all in here, just at my feet. They want to come back to the office and see.
Fairafar is the second weir to have had a new fish pass since the beginning of the project. The weirs on the River Almond have an impact on migratory species of fish, Atlantic salmon, sea trout, eels and lamprey. Fairafar is the first, with Dowie's Mill upstream, then Mid-Calder, Rugby Club, Howden, Kirkton and 2 smaller weirs at Seafield and Limefield Falls, all impact on the populations of fish along the river. In addition to this, on the River Avon, we'll be undertaking a large, ambitious urban river restoration in Bathgate, on the Bathgate water, to set the river back into the context of the green infrastructure within the town.
Hello, my name's Stephen Webley. I'm from Edinburgh City Council's Parks and Green Space Department. We've been working on this project at Fairafar Weir with the RiverLife project team. and this was to improve the fish passage over this large structure that you see behind us. They did a huge amount of work on this project, gaining funding from the Scottish Government in conjunction with SEPA, and they came to us and we've worked together in partnership to remove the old fish passage that was here and put in this new structure. This should greatly improve the fish migration up the River Almond, having removed the old structure and built this new one. I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of Edinburgh City Council to thank all the partners that have put a huge amount of effort into making this happen, along with the local community, the local fish organisations and angling clubs, and everybody that's been involved. It's been a real pleasure to work on the project. It's been hard at times. We've had the site washed away through snow melt, flood water, but we've all pulled together and we're all here today to celebrate a successful building of the new fish passage.
Yeah, that's it. Well done.
We hope that this work will reconnect the local communities to their rivers by setting the river in a new landscaped space within the town centre where people can walk and play and enjoy the river and the wildlife that it supports. In addition to this work, we'll be working with volunteers and other community groups undertaking restoration work on habitats in the Upper Avon and also on tributaries of the Almond. This work will include volunteering days, training and other times where local community groups and other people that work and live within Livingston, Bathgate and the other local areas around the Almond and Avon catchments to understand and reconnect with their river, learn new skills so that they'll be able to appreciate and look after their rivers in the future. It's been a really fantastic day today, opening the new fish pass here at Cramond. The weather has been extremely kind on this World Fish Migration Day in celebration of all the events that are happening around the world. We do hope that the local community will enjoy seeing the new fish pass and knowing that the fish are travelling up through this wonderful river here, the River Almond down at Cramond, and enjoying the river and all the aspects that it has to deliver, including the wonderful fishing opportunities that are along this stretch of the River Almond and in other parts of the river catchment.